Alright guys, welcome back to Mr. Post Frame. See, I got all these blocks, concrete blocks behind me. I finally accumulated all of the blocks I needed. I got 30 of them. I decided to pick them up myself because the blocks themselves were only 60 bucks a piece. I can't even buy a yard of concrete for that, but what they do is these concrete places will use the extra concrete and pour these, and then they sell them. To have them delivered was $1,200 load, and it was like 3 loads. So I decided to slowly get them little by little, which I've accumulated them all. So I'm going to get back to the doghouse here now that it's winter. I might have a little more time. I don't know why I come up with a plan, because it seems like every time I do, it just gets derailed. But nonetheless, I'm working on it today. Got all my blocks here. I've got my laser level down here, and I'm going to start getting this dug out into grade so that I can start my first course. I want to get this done before the ground's frozen. It's late December, but we don't have any frost in the ground, so I'm still good to go. And then I can get my drive in and all that good stuff, because I'm sure it's going to snow, get wet, muddy, all that kind of stuff. So I want 3 courses high here. That'll get me up, once I put my cap on, close to the height of the driveway so that I can not have all the water just running down over this. And give you a little background on these blocks. They're 2 by 2 by 6 feet long. They're 1 yard blocks. They weigh a little over 3,500 pounds. And they're great for retaining walls. And they're cheap for the most part. So that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna go ahead and get going, get the laser going, and get this wall in. So I have my first course all done. I have actually one more block here. There's a couple things to talk about here. So these blocks are meant to be in a straight line, so that when you add your next course, you can interlock them. So I'll show you. I have a slight curve, that's what I wanted. So I'm gonna have to do a little bit of work with a cutoff wheel on these to get my second course to sit flat. So I'll be able to line one up, and then the next one will be off just a little bit on some of these. Some of them might be all right, but it's gonna be a little where I just have to like cut off just a little bit of this so the block will sit all the way down. Secondly, dropping some drain tile in back here. And I'll backfill this with rock up to a certain point, and then that way if I have any, I'm not really worried about surface water, because surface water I'll be able to bowl this out, control that. But you can see how much height there is all the way up there to the house. If we get a really wet year, there could be a lot of groundwater coming through, and so I want that water to come through, drop down, if it is ever a problem, be able to have a path to escape. So we're working on this corner here, and again, your corner should be at a 90-degree angle. Mine is not. So I'm gonna angle this corner right into there, and then my corner block here will come over, and I'll just have to notch this right here, so this block will sit over. So just something you kind of have to do. Figure it out. We're gonna keep trucking here. All right, so I decided to dig this out further. I got my wall to here, and then I thought I was gonna extend that over the ground, but the way that I'm gonna grade this down, I needed this blocked to go into the ground. So this one's mostly gonna be under the ground. Got my drain tile all the way in here. It's ran all the way along the back. So I can fill some rock in here. And then what I'm gonna do is start pushing this dirt back in here. So then I can get this how I need it to be to extend this block over. Because I'm gonna go, I think, one more block, maybe 2 blocks that way on my second level. And then we'll see how we are. But just gonna bring this back, fill this back in, kind of get it leveled off the way I want it. And then I'll continue that. All right, since I changed over here a little bit, I'm gonna come up 3 blocks short, but I have all 30 blocks that I bought set. Pretty pumped about this. Got my drain tile in, and these blocks are not perfect, but I'm running pretty good. There is a little variance in them, but I think it turned out really nice. I think what I'm gonna do, they do make caps for these. So I thought about a couple different things, either letting this settle till next spring, then buying caps, or next spring drilling in, putting some rebar in there and running rebar all along this and pouring my own cap, just continuous cap. I think that might look good too, but short 2 blocks down there and then 1 block right here in this corner. Other than that, I can start backfilling. This turned out really nice. Ideally, these are in a perfectly straight line. I do have little gaps where I'm angled, but the back corners of those blocks are touching. I think this is gonna be really, really cool. I think it's gonna work well, and we'll find out. So I'm gonna go ahead, get my forks off, and then start grading this all out on the back side and up and through here. Supposed to get a bunch of rain the next 4 days, and we haven't had any in a long time, so I wanted to make sure I got this all up set with the drain tile in before we got that rain. So I'm super excited. See, I got it backfilled with gravel already over the drain tile, so I'm gonna do a little more and then I'll just backfill with dirt. Well, got a good portion of this done. I need 3 more blocks. 2 there, 1 down there. Oh boy, this is gonna be nice. I got this all graded off, so now all I gotta do is put rock in here. Next year I'll put a cap on this, but I can at least get all my rock down in here. It's gonna rain, so I'm gonna leave this, let it all settle, and then I have rock up here that I'll bring in here and kind of put down once it settles. Got this all graded out. My drain tile comes out down here, which eventually, once I get this all final graded, I'll get this cut off cap put on it so rodents can't go up in it. You can see we'll be able to come down. I'm thinking about putting an access door right here, just for like my four-wheeler and a wagon, but I'm not 100% sure. I can always add that, but was a thought that I had. I'll be able to get the mower four-wheeler through there. That's all I really need. But it's a big project done. All right, guys, so we're at the final stages of this wall. I'm just short 3 blocks, so I got a couple here to my right and then one back there that I have to put on. And then next year I am going to get caps. They stopped making the caps until next spring, so I'll get some caps that will go over these, make it look real nice. And then, being that you can see such an elevation change and how much dirt and ground is up there, I'm a little worried about groundwater, so I did run a tile through there. But what I think I'm going to do is put a few piers about 8 feet up from this wall and then run a metal tie to a couple of these top blocks just to resist any hydraulic pressure from the ground if we get a lot of rain in the spring or anything like that. It'll be a lot easier to do it now before I backfill this than it would to do it after the fact. So I'm going to go ahead and do it because it really won't cost me that much. It just cost me the concrete. I have some metal that I can use to make some brackets to attach to this, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. But that's going to be a wrap on this wall. I feel like it went really well. If you have a way to pick these up, I think I built this whole wall for around $2,000. If you had to have them delivered, that is going to go up substantially. So that is a big key, is if you have some way to go get them and to move them around. So hopefully this was interesting to you. I got my building under construction. I'm working on it a couple hours here and there, so those videos will follow. But as always, we appreciate you watching. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and hit that, share with your friends, and we will catch you on the next video.